Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surbhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 14th of January. Indian Foreign Minister meets Uzbekistan counterpart in New Delhi. Nawaz Sharif's viral photo in London restaurant raises questions over his illness. And Afghan women defy challenges, seek opportunities through driving lessons. And now for all the details. Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar on Tuesday met his Uzbekistan counterpart Abdulaziz Kamilov in capital New Delhi. Both the leaders held comprehensive talks on bilateral agenda aimed at bolstering ties.
Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar on Tuesday met his Uzbekistan counterpart Abdulaziz Kamilov in capital New Delhi and held talks to bolster ties. Kamilov is in India to attend Raisina Dialogue, a conference to discuss geopolitics and geoeconomics hosted by India from January 14 to 16. Both the leaders held comprehensive talks on bilateral agenda, Jaishankar tweeted after the meeting. Kamilov's trip comes ahead of the visit by Uzbek President Shavkat Mirziyoyev, who will be in India from January 18 to 20 to attend an investment summit in Gujarat, the home province of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
India's top court on Tuesday rejected curative petitions filed by 2 of the 4 convicts in the 2012 Delhi gang rape and murder case. A Delhi court had earlier this month issued death warrants against all the 4 convicts.
India's Supreme Court rejected curative petitions filed by 2 of the 4 convicts in the 2012 Nirbhaya gang rape and murder case on Tuesday. The petitions were filed by Vinay Sharma and Mukesh Kumar, 2 of the 4 men currently on death row in the case of brutal gang rape and murder of Nirbhaya, a 23-year-old physiotherapy student in 2012 in Indian capital New Delhi.
आज मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा दिन है क्योंकि हमने 7 साल से मैं संघर्ष कर रही हूँ, आज के डेट तक कर रही हूँ, तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा दिन है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ा दिन 22 तारीख को होगा जब वो चारों फांसी पे लटकेंगे।
Earlier this month, a New Delhi court had issued death warrant against the 4 convicts to be hanged on January 22nd. In the last 2 years, the Supreme Court had dismissed review pleas filed by the convicts, paving the way for the execution. The brutality of the crime in 2012 had jolted the nation's collective consciousness, triggering angry street protests. The case also prompted enactment of new tough laws against sexual violence.
A fresh picture of Pakistan's ailing former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif at a London restaurant went viral on social media on Monday, raising speculations over his illness in Pakistan.
A viral image of former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in a London restaurant has led to speculations about his health and taunts from ministers in the Imran Khan government. Federal Science Minister Fawad Chaudhry uploaded the leaked photo on Twitter in which Sharif, sitting along with family members, appeared to be looking quite stable. His face is, however, not immediately visible in the picture. Making a satirical comment, Chaudhry said, "In London's intensive care unit, the treatment against plundering is underway and all patients present are feeling better." On December 24, 2018, an accountability court had sentenced Nawaz Sharif to 7 years in prison in the Al Azizia steel mills corruption case. Sharif's health reportedly deteriorated in jail and he was diagnosed with cardiac ailment and an immune system disorder, after which he was allowed to leave for London for medical treatment in November last year. The former premier, in an undertaking in the Lahore High Court, had pledged to return to Pakistan, citing his record to face the process of law and justice within 4 weeks or as soon as he is declared healthy and fit to travel.
Moving on, students of Karakoram International University in Gilgit-Baltistan have continued to raise their concerns over denial by authorities to reimburse their fees as per a 2011 government scheme. They have been staging regular protests for months now.
Students of Karakoram International University in Gilgit-Baltistan have continued protests against the administration, demanding refund of their admission fees. In one such protest, the students claimed the government under a scholarship scheme in 2011 promised to reimburse their fees, but now the university administration has been apathetic to their plight. They alleged the administration, which operates on Pakistan's orders, is pressurizing the students to pay for their education, which was earlier kept free of cost under the 2011 scheme.
से पहले 2011 में ये हमारे लिए हुई थी, अनाउंस हुआ था। उसके बाद इसको हमें नहीं बताया गया कि हम 2018 के बैच के स्टूडेंट्स हैं। ये 2021 तक चला था और हमें नहीं बताया। हम जब एडमिशन ले रहे थे तब ये स्कीम थी, यानी हमें फ़ीस माफ़ी के बेस पे हमें एडमिशन मिला और हमें जो फर्स्ट जब एडमिशन के टाइम पे हमसे पैसे लिए वो हमारी सिक्योरिटी फ़ीस के तौर पर लिया था और सेकंड सेमेस्टर में हमसे फ़ीस अभी ले रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं कि वो कैंसिल हुई है।
यहाँ स्टूडेंट को पहले ये नहीं बताया था कि फ़ीस माफ़ है और बहुत से ऐसे स्टूडेंट जो पढ़ना चाहते हैं और जिनके पास फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं है वो लोग ये सोच के आए थे कि हम लोग यहाँ मुफ्त में पढ़ेंगे और कौम की मेहमान बनेंगे। लेकिन यहाँ जो यूनी के जो वाइस चांसलर हैं वो जो है ना इस मेहमान को जो है ना ख़त्म करना चाह रहे हैं, क्योंकि अगर उन लोगों ने पहले बताया होता कि यहाँ फ़ी है तो कोई नहीं आता।
Locals in Gilgit-Baltistan allege that Islamabad has always exploited people in the illegally occupied region. They claim Pakistan fears an education boom in the youth of Gilgit-Baltistan will be dangerous for their rule.
The World Bank in its latest report has forecast Sri Lanka's economic growth at 3.3% for the year 2020, while growth in the South Asia region is expected to rise to 5.5%.
The World Bank has forecast Sri Lanka's economic growth at 3.3% for 2020, saying the growth is likely to remain below 4% in next 3 years. In its latest report of World Bank's January 2020 Global Economic Prospects, the World Bank said for 2021 and 2022, it maintains the same forecast of 3.7% of economic growth in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's growth had dipped below 3% last year, which is attributed to Easter terror attacks and policy uncertainty during the previous government. The island nation's new government, headed by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said recently that one of its targets include achieving a 6.5% economic growth per annum from 2020 and GDP growth of $6,500 per capita. The report further said growth in the South Asia region is expected to rise to 5.5% in 2020, assuming a modest rebound in domestic demand and economic activity, benefiting from policy accommodation in India and Sri Lanka.
Afghanistan has been witnessing war for almost 4 decades, which has brought a lot of damage to the country, especially in terms of gender inequality. In an effort to break stereotypes, women in the country are trying to learn driving, as they believe it will give them a sense of independence and provide them livelihood.
Afghan women wanting to break the gender stereotypes in their country have started making efforts to access their rights, including driving. Some of them, confronting the social pressure, have joined driving centers across the country, which offer various driving programs launched by the Provincial Women Affairs Department in Afghanistan. Some women trainees think they will be able to achieve self-sufficiency after the training, while others wish to make the skill their profession.
ما دمی پروسه شامل شدیم، ما اومدیم کورس خواندیم دیگه. روزا کارای عملیش هسته، کارای عملیش کار کرده رسیم دیگه. انگیزیم است که من یک موتر باید داشته باشم، خودم دریوری کنم، مشکلات خود حل کنم.
خب فرصت خوب است میشه، اما از سابق کرده فعلا خوب است. اگر بخواین بانوان خودشان در عرصه تلاش کنن میتونن ادامه بدن به کارهایشان، اما چالش ها هست، اما نمیشه چالش ها را مانع رای خود در عرصه بدانیم.
In the past 18 years, Afghanistan has made remarkable progress in terms of women's rights, and women's status has improved dramatically in all areas. However, women in Afghanistan have a long way to go in order to overcome the current challenges.
Indian Coast Guard welcomed Japan Coast Guard ship Ichigo and it arrived in India's southern Chennai city on Monday for a 5-day joint exercise between the two countries.
Japanese Coast Guard ship Echigo arrived at the coasts of India's southern Chennai city on Monday to take part in a joint exercise with the Indian Coast Guard. Echigo was accorded a warm welcome by Indian Coast Guard, and school children holding flags of India and Japan were also present as the ship arrived. Indian and Japanese Coast Guard officials will take part in a 5-day annual joint exercise Saiyo Kaijin that will begin on Thursday to bolster defense ties and mutual understanding. It is set to enhance interoperability in communication and search and rescue procedures and sharing of best practices.
今回、巡視船エチゴがチェン内に入りましたのは、インドのコーストガードと海賊対策の連携訓練をすること、それとインドコーストガードとの情報交換、あとその他には先ほど言いましたがスポーツ交流等々で、インドコーストガードとジャパンコーストガードの交流を図る、連携を図ることを目的としています。
During the exercise, the two sides will participate in various activities including ship visit, sporting, cultural and professional interactions. The exercise is under the Memorandum of Cooperation signed between the Coast Guards of both the countries in 2006.
People across India on Tuesday celebrated the harvest festival of Makar Sankranti by taking holy dips and kite flying. The festival marks the termination of the winter season and the beginning of a new harvest season.
Hindus on Tuesday thronged India's temple town of Varanasi to take a holy dip in river Ganges to wash away their sins on the occasion of Makar Sankranti festival. Makar Sankranti is one of the most auspicious days for the Hindus, which is celebrated in almost all parts of the country in various cultural forms with great devotion, fervour and gaiety. Meanwhile, Sikhs also offered prayers and took holy dip at the famous Golden Temple, the holiest Sikh shrine in northern Amritsar city on the occasion. Makar Sankranti is celebrated as Maghi in Sikhism, which is the first day of the month of Magh, the 11th month of the Nanak Shahi calendar, which governs the activities within Sikhism. Maghi is also a Sikh day of commemoration of a battle and honours the martyrdom of the 40 mortals who died while protecting Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh spiritual master.
क्योंकि आज गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी ने 40 मुक्तों का बढ़ावा फाड़ा था और मुक्तसर में बनाते हैं, लेकिन अमृतसर आई हूँ मैं स्पेशल दिल्ली से मत्था टेकने, स्नान किया, मैंने कीर्तन सुना है, बाबा जी का हुक्मनामा सुना है, तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Meanwhile, residents in western Gujarat province flew kites to mark the festivities as the day broke. Different coloured kites were seen flying in the skies of Ahmedabad city as people enjoyed the festival on their terraces.
पूरे दिन में बच्चों के साथ पूरा मतलब पतंग चगाते हैं और दोपहर को खाना खाते हैं और फैमिली के साथ एंजॉय करते हैं.
The festival of Makar Sankranti is celebrated on a fixed date, that is January 14 every year. It also marks the termination of the winter season and the beginning of a new harvest season.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Foreign Minister meets Uzbekistan counterpart in New Delhi. Nawaz Sharif's viral photo in London restaurant raises questions over his illness. And Afghan women defy challenges, seek opportunities through driving lessons. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.